It's finally spring! It is so warm and sunny and glorious outside. I don't know what I'm doing in the kitchen, but I'm here and we're going to make brownies. I like to play a game with people called Death Row Dinner. It's pretty easy to play. All you have to do is decide what you would eat for your last meal. You get an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. So my appetizers and my main courses always change. Sometimes I'm like, I want a Greek salad. Why? It's my last meal. But sometimes I'm like, I want french fries and chicken wings. But my dessert always stays the same. It's a Brownie Delight. You cannot go wrong with ice cream, brownies, and hot fudge sauce. They're the best combination. So today I want to share with you my favorite fudgy brownie recipe that is the perfect addition to any Brownie Delight. Let's get started. So for your wet ingredients, you're going to want to use a microwave safe bowl. Otherwise, you're going to have to use too many bowls and it's too much to clean up and it's no fun that way. And then you'll want a small bowl to put your dry ingredients into. So first we're going to take 8 ounces of coarsely chopped semi-sweet chocolate and put it in our bowl. Next, we're going to chop half a cup of butter, or 1 stick of butter, into small squares and just put them on top. Chopping them into squares helps to melt everything consistently. So now we're going to put everything in the microwave and melt it all down in 20-second increments. This should probably take about a minute. So everything's melted now. This was actually 4 20-second increments, so a minute and 20 seconds. I'm good at math. Now we're just going to take our spatula and mix it all together. Very nice. Make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees and also line your 8x8 inch brownie pan. To the melted chocolate and butter, we are going to add 3/4 of a cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar. It's so hard to get this out. There we go. Now we'll mix. I really packed that brown sugar. That sounded dirty. Next, we're going to add 3 large eggs. And we'll mix those in. At this point, your mix should be pretty smooth, like this. Now we'll add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we will set this aside for now. On to the dry ingredients. As the name would suggest, these are very dense brownies, so they do not need a lot of dry ingredients. So we're going to start with half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I always spill flour everywhere. And we will also need 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Add 1/4 teaspoon of salt and mix. I like to really overmix my dry ingredients while they're dry because with brownies and blondies, it's important not to overmix once you've added the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So I incorporate it as much as I can while it's still dry, just so that everything stays consistent and balanced out in the pan. So when you're finished mixing the dry ingredients, they are very light brown when they're mixed together. Like milk chocolate.
I put milk chocolate on your shopping list.
This is Alexa. Sometimes she speaks when I don't ask her to, but she's pretty cool. Alexa, tell me a joke.
What did one ocean say to the other? Nothing. They just waved.
Haha. Okay, now we have our wet ingredients and our dry ingredients, and we're going to mix them together. Exciting! I like to do it in 3 parts. This one may only require 2. So you're just going to carefully fold your dry ingredients into the wet ingredients. And folding is just sort of a scoop from underneath and then over top. Scoop from underneath, then over top. And then just before the first batch of dry mix that you've put in is fully incorporated, we'll add the next one. Again, you do not want to overmix this. So as soon as you see that the dry ingredients have been mixed in well, stop mixing. Looking good. Finally, as if these brownies were not chocolatey enough, we are going to add 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And just quickly mix those in. So we're going to transfer this to the baking pan that we've prepared. And we're just going to spread it evenly throughout the pan, making sure that it's in the corners. Do a little shake, do a little tap, and we're going to put it in the oven. It's been 30 minutes and the brownies are ready. I have this fancy cake tester that I just stuck in and it came out pretty clean. It just actually touched a chocolate chip, so it's not that clean, but there isn't anything picking up onto it other than the chocolate chip. So I'm going to let these cool almost entirely, probably for about 45 minutes in the pan before I put them on a wire rack to cool completely. And you should be able to cut them into either 9 squares or 16 squares, depending on how large you want your squares to be. Now all you have to do is find your favorite ice cream. Mine is cookie dough, but I will take cookies and cream or any sort of fancy chocolate situation. Let's face it, I will eat any ice cream there is. Even vanilla works with this because there's so much chocolate going into it. So there you have it, a relatively simple, very chocolatey, fudgy brownie recipe that I think you'll like. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for new videos every Thursday. Alexa, have a nice day.
Thanks. You too.
And you too.